Ooh.
It hurts. It stings really bad. What do I do? I'm wearing contact lenses too, eh?
Oh, really? That's what's going on.
Oh, I forgot. I'm Mark. That's Iain. And this is beautiful Algonquin Provincial Park. We're traveling through Canada's oldest provincial park in search of history from generations past. Remnants of an alligator. Find out when this was built and for what purpose it was for.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Join us on this adventure full of history, natural beauty, and all things Algonquin. Let's go camping. That'll dry in a hurry. Yeah! Titanium! Ah! Now this is solitude. Yum, yum, yum. Good.
We're getting close to having a puddle on our doorstep. Don't push it too much, I'm hanging on.
Yeah. This is Mark in the Park. That was awesome. Monday morning. Yeah, Monday, September 16th, it's 7:45. I didn't sleep very well last night. Iain was snoring up a storm. Beautiful misty morning. I haven't had coffee yet. And took a few photos. Listening to a logging truck go down the lake. Somewhere back there. It's nice to be here. I am not conscious yet. I need coffee. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, the sun's peeking at the top of the hill down there. Beautiful. Doesn't get any better. Good morning.
Good morning.
Where did you sleep?
I slept very well.
I know you did. Sawn logs. Holy cow. I thought I was loud.
That's why you bring the earplugs.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have brought some. Oh man, I'm so sore.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's a good sore, right?
Yeah, it'll be good to move around today and get things stretched out.
I'm going for a swim. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go for a swim later on today. I love that beach. It's beautiful, man.
I'm sure it'll warm up enough.
It's a lovely lake to wake up to, eh? Stunning. Oh, but my back hurts, my hips hurt, my knees hurt, my fingers are all like inflamed, they're stiff.
You feel it.
How's your beard? It must be sore too.
I should tie something to it in the next portage.
There you go. Help you carry things.
What's on the docket today?
We have cakes in a pan.
Nice.
What you would call pancakes. Yeah. And then we're gonna. Huh?
And that's it?
Okay, I got syrup. And then we're gonna go across the lake.
Cool.
And we're gonna look at historical thingies. Yeah, there's a rock over there with a plaque on it, and there's a cemetery. And last time I saw, there was an old cedar boat, like a cedar point boat, in the bush rotting away. That was really neat. Who knows what else we'll discover? Okay, this morning it's pancakes for breakfast. Welcome to Mark's Kitchen, Radiant Lake edition. Please solidify. And the great thing about pancakes today is we have bacon. 2 packages of bacon today. Actually, I don't know what it is, if it's just a Mark thing or everybody's thing, but the first pancakes always seems to be a failure. We'll see what happens with this first one. Oh, that's a nice golden brown color. This will probably be the first pancake in a decade I flipped on the go. The first one of the day, and it actually turned out pretty damn good. Look at that. Let's make a bunch more. See what I did here is I put the stove in the fire pit, put the grill over it so I don't have to worry about balancing my pan on the stove. Try this on for size.
I think everything does taste better in the bush, huh?
Just sitting here doing my business and I'm like, why is the ground moving? Look at this. It's coated with these little ant flies.
Oh yeah.
Did you notice this before?
I've seen those at, I was sitting along the canal in front of the convention center, and they were coming all out of this flower bed, flying off. I think they're just,
Flying ants?
yeah, they're
Why is there so many
gonna
of them?
fly away to another colony or another spot.
Oh, that's pretty wild. I've never seen such a concentration of these guys. I was just like, why is the ground moving? It's pretty interesting. You don't see that every day.
And we're off.
Yes, we're off. Off, off, off.
Was he making faces behind me?
No, I went like this.
doing the whip pan.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna head across the lake to the southern campsite on the lake. There's only one on the south side, and over there is a graveyard and maybe some artifacts from the logging days we can check out. There's also a plaque on a rock that I saw for the first time about 20 years ago. It's quite a nice inscription, so we'll check that out, and we'll just putter around in the bush there looking for artifacts, not touching any, of course. You just want to look. You don't touch, you don't disturb, and hopefully we'll find something new that I've never even seen before. So there's always lots of stuff to discover.
I learned from my previous lesson that I'm wearing shorts now, but I'm bringing my pants. You can see a few war wounds, but bring the pants today so we can get into it.
Yeah, bushwhacking, you want to wear long pants, not just for like the raspberry bushes scraping you, but maybe bugs, and some people believe ticks are in the park. I don't, not yet at least. But yeah, you never know, right? Why take that risk?
Yep.
Minimize your risk. That's what it's about being out here, is having fun, minimizing your risk, and trying to be safe as often as you can. So,
cool. Should we get the boat in?
yeah, let's go.
All right.
Oh, barefoot, eh? That's a good man.
Just for now.
Yeah.
Give him a breather. Shoes in the boat.
Yeah. You got two shoes in a boat. You got your dry shoes and your wet shoes.
Yeah, you know. I want to put my wet shoes on later.
C-130, look over there. Oh man, look at that, he's coming this way, he's turning, yeah!
Is he gonna fly over top of us?
Here he comes! I don't see any campsite furniture anywhere. Let's just go land over here. I know the rock with the plaque is over here. Huh, maybe the campsite's been removed. Looks kind of abandoned here. Ah, there's this plaque that's been bolted into a rock. I've seen this here before. Okay, it says, in memorandum, in this enclosure are buried the bodies of more than 20 rivermen drowned in the nearby waters before 1916, when the railroad was completed. To designate this spot as their final resting place, this tablet is placed here in loving memory of Flight Officer Donald Mervyn Eastman, Royal Canadian Air Force, killed overseas 9th of June 1945. There's also another inscription below that, and I cannot read it. I can't read it at all. Maybe we'll take a picture of it, and yeah, it's really tiny. But I see another date below it. It says WLM 9th August 1945 or 46. Yeah, that's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, and there's lots of relics up here on the on top of the rock. You can see bottles, there's an axe head.
Spike from the railway.
Yeah.
And these
That
are
old tin
used on
can,
railways
maybe,
too.
Here.
This tool, I believe, was used by railwaymen to take ice out of switches and open, push and pull switches, close, they're open. Oh wow, that's pretty interesting.
Nice little glass bottle. Let's see what else we can find.
It's just an old barrel, fuel drum, I guess. Huh. That doesn't look natural. I don't know what it is. Oh, here's a trail down here. Where's this trail go? On the left of the path is a narrow trail to the cemetery marked with a curved staff. It's narrow-ish, yes. I don't see a curved staff. I see some rocks here. Going this way. Ah, that's a really thick spider web. Oh my God, that's thick. It's like tripwire. Wow. Hey.
Wow.
20 men were laid here. 20. So I mean, come on. If this is it, this is disgraceful. You know, for him to be forgotten like this. Huh. Oh yeah, more bottles. It looks like a trash dump. Oh my God, look over here. Oh my God. There's just so much crap in here. Yeah, this was a trash dump.
We actually got labels on that.
I'm walking through a graveyard, all right. It's a graveyard for cans and bottles. Oops. Just all over the place. This whole forest floor is just littered with them. Yeah, look at over here. Look what I found. I found the boat, or what's left of it. I think somebody's tore a bit of it apart. There's hardly anything left. I mean, like, there was still this much of the bow, like of the hull left, and now it just looks like floorboards. It's gone. It's been yeah, geez, it looked pretty good too back then. You saw the cedar strips in it, lining the outside of the hull. It's too bad. I don't know what happened here. Like I said, it's almost impossible not to step on anything. The forest floor is just so littered with trash. And that's what it is. Like, it's just bottles and garbage and metal bits. Oh, here it is. Here's the bow of the boat. Check this out. I don't know why it's over here now. Maybe it's the stern. I don't know, but it's... Look at the workmanship that went into it. All the nails up here. Well, that's a neat discovery. There's still a little bit of it left. I mean, if it hasn't been moved, is this like, that's quite the length. So was it a pointer boat? that the loggers used. They're usually about, well, we saw one at the logging museum. I can't remember their length. I think they're like 22 feet long. Something on the order of that. And that would probably be close to that from here to there. Pretty neat. We should go back and go on the road and then follow the path into the cemetery. I think that's the only way you can get to it. Sounds like he's empty. Why would he be empty? Wow, look at all these bottles here. Jeez. This is crazy. This is the road, this is not the rail bed. There is a rail bed there. Here, a truck. I think we should get off the road, man. Yeah, that's why you don't walk around on logging roads.
No. No foot off the gas for that guy, eh?
Yeah, I was waving my bottle at him too, just to let him know that there's people here.
Yeah,
didn't flinch.
They don't care.
He didn't flinch.
I got some cool shots of him.
Cool. All right, I think we should get off this road.
Is this maybe a pants optional walk then?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see there's probably 3 walls here, opening over that way. Lots of junk in the middle. There's some cans and bottles and stuff strewn around.
I think this is just an old outhouse.
Double occupancy.
Ooh. Oh man. It hurts. It stings really bad.
You got something in it. I can just see a little piece of stick or something.
I can feel it. What do I do? I'm wearing contact lenses too, eh?
Oh, really? That's probably what's going on. Yeah, I see it. You got it.
Can I touch it and pull it out?
Maybe. Or we can try washing it, rinsing it out. No, it's still down there. Oh, yeah, okay, here. You get it on your head back. Yeah, there you go. It's out.
No, I think it's still there.
No, it's out. I saw it wash out. No, it's gone. It's just traumatized. It was. You could see it.
It's all red and.
Yeah, because it was jammed in there. That's where.
Okay.
It's gonna feel like it's.
I feel like there's something stuck in there. Yeah.
Feel the trauma there. Yeah, it's definitely out though.
Okay. I got poked in the eye by a tree. I don't know what that looks like because I can't see it, but I was just walking through the bush and tree branch came right into my eye and poked me right in, and I'm like, whoa! And there was a piece of bark stuck in there, and one of the cameramen came to my aid and flushed my eye out, but it just feels like there's still something there, and it's just trauma. So hopefully my eye will be okay. Oh, I see them too.
Just going around the corner now.
It's going towards where the river comes in, a little Madawaska, where we were. Some deer track going through the beach here. And over here, you got some, looks like a raccoon track. Probably looking for clams. There's a caterpillar over here. The more you look, the more you see.
Saw some glass sticking out of the sand. I just picked it up because I don't want people to step on it. It can be pretty nasty to put your foot on that. Nice. Let's go back to camp.
There you go.
You know, that rock right there kind of looks like a pyramid.
Hey, yeah, you're right. Look at that thing. Holy sh**.
It's one of the theories is that on Radiant Lake, there's some sort of pyramid somewhere. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
Under the lake.
Oh, cool.
I'm not too sure about that, but...
Well, I think I saw one on May Lake and one on well, I don't want to say that lake because then people will go there. Never mind.
Catch anything?
Yeah, lots of air.
Drop it. Are the fish still flapping? Wow.
Just saw this thing come crashing right into the water. The last second I saw him hit the water, I'm like, did somebody shoot the bird or something? It just...
It was an eagle, wasn't it?
Yeah, osprey, I think.
Osprey?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a bird.
And then I saw him flying away, but he had like something in his talons. It was a fish. I couldn't believe it.
It was still flapping away.
Yeah. Alright, so tonight's dinner is shepherd's pie. In this pot here I've got some lean ground beef that I browned and then dehydrated myself, along with a frozen vegetable mix which I thawed out then dehydrated. And now I've put them in the pot and I've boiled some water. And you can use cold water, but I like boiled water. It kind of speeds up the process a little bit. And I just pour it in there until it's all saturated. And just let that sit for a bit. Eventually it's going to suck up all that water, and then I'm just going to keep putting more and more until it won't take any more water. When that's done, I can probably go ahead and start putting in some shepherd's pie seasoning and start simmering it over the fire. And then I can start on the gravy, which is just basically add water and bring to a boil and let it simmer. And that's it. And then I do the potatoes at the last minute, which is just boil some water and add and stir and let it ferment and then serve. And that's it. It's very simple, quick and easy dinner. And that's all there is to it. So for now, I just get to sit down and relax while it rehydrates for a few minutes, and then I just keep adding more and more water till I can't take anymore. Sit for a little bit longer. I'm going to throw in some shepherd's pie and then maybe let it simmer for a bit. Ah, there's something crawling down my neck. Go away. Oh, look, it's one of those things. He was right on me. Now I'm going to simmer the shepherd's pie. Simmer a bit. Iain, can you now cut the cheese?
I'm on it.
Well, I think I can make the potatoes now. Serve. Here you go, sir.
All right, thank you,
Bon
sir.
appetit.
Yeah. That'll do. Excellent. I'd go back for seconds. Yum, yum, yum. It's going places, man. It's going places.
Right on. It's a cheese that gives you a little kick to it.
Mm-hmm.
How's the shepherd's pie seasoning on the beef? Is it just right?
Oh, it's
light,
good.
Too heavy, or is it a little heavy? Is it
No,
right?
it's good.
Okay. Good. I don't dare release him, I'll lose him. I just want to put my thumb in his mouth and then I can hold on to him, but I need somebody to take that lure out of him. Just twisting. Come on. Thank you, sir. Hey! Oh, you just cut me good.
Spiny, eh?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Stop,
Come on, little buddy.
Just kick him in. Here we go! Woo!
Oh, poor fella. Come on. There we go. Yeah, he got me good. Oh well.
Don't kick the bass. Don't kick the bass.
Don't kick the bass. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, that was about 5 or 6 casts, and bang, he hit it real good. So, thank you, sir. I better go clean some dishes. That was fun.
That didn't take you long, though. That's good.
Yeah, they're rising. Okay, so I'm just washing this pot out here. And I got a cavity here. Normally what I'll do is I'll scrape aside some soil, make a little cat hole. But in this case, somebody's dug up a rock and pulled it out, and there's a cavity. And this is what I do with my gray water, is I'll just pour it in there. And it should drain down, get absorbed. And when I'm done cleaning it, just fill it in, cover it up with some earth and needles, so that it, it'll cover up the smell, moss. It'll get absorbed by the earth. There we go, that one's a little bit, yeah, that water's hot. That's the hot water, yeah. Okay, I forgot about that one. Okay, well anyways, that's clean. So what I can do now is I can do all my utensils and cutlery and rinse that in there. Just a little bit. You don't need much in the way of soap. So when I have a clean pot, after all this has been washed, when I have a clean pot, I'll boil a pot of water to rinse all these dishes off with properly. Right now I have nothing but dirty pots and I'm cleaning with them all. So some people will put their gray water in the fire pit, which is fine. As long as you're having a fire that night, you burn off some of the smell and wood and food debris. Or you can dig a hole next to the fire pit and dispose of your gray water that way. As a matter of fact, that's how I was taught when I went up to the Yukon for a trip once. The season is so short up there that the best thing to do is to dig a hole right next to the fire pit, and it will get absorbed faster from the heat of the fire, because the ground freezes pretty early up there. I know that there are some folks out there, or I have read about this and have been told about it, that that they will take their gray water, mix it into a cup, maybe put some tang in it, or tea or coffee, and drink it. I'm happy to say I'm not that kind of a guy. That's just a little too pure for my heart. But as you can see, I've used hardly any soap. This is like that super concentrated stuff that biodegrades. And what I mean by biodegrades, it will break down in the soil over time. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to wash your dishes in a lake. I've seen a lot of people over the years wash their dishes in a lake. And to be honest, that's how I started out. I was an uneducated camper, and I didn't know the difference. I do now. The water is a completely different environment than land, and nothing should go in there except your canoe and you if you need to bathe, and that's about it. Like when I'm having coffee in the morning, I will scoop my cup in and rinse on shore. Scoop my cup in and rinse on shore. That's how you do it. Make sure nothing goes into the environment of the water. So, this way, if this does return back to the lake, it will have had time to break down and be filtered, and all the acids and bacteria that might be harmful or present in this will be neutralized. The other thing I've been taught was if you cook over the fire and you don't want your pots blackened, put soap on the exterior of your pot. Just brush it on with your hand all around and on the bottom. And what that does, it just makes it easier for all the soot to be cleaned off. I don't mind my pots being blackened. That's just what they're there for, to be used over the fire. And I have a bag to put them in so they don't get any of my other gear dirty. So I'm okay with that. the hole. That's all she wrote.
Talking by the fire.
Yeah. And a fantastic evening it is. Oh, yeah,
It has been a great evening. We had a great meal.
Yeah.
And we had a great start to the day, too, because we slept in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a bit of morning mist, or did you miss that? Did you see
I
that?
completely missed that.
Oh.
I don't think I've slept in that late in a long time because I have kids and they wake me up in the morning. Yeah. Yeah. So it's okay. You can have a little pity for me. It's...
I got no pity for you. You kept me up last night. That snoring was horrible. But yeah, you know what? It's good. It's all good. Yeah, I got up. I got to see the mist.
I try to sleep on my side or my stomach so that I don't snore, but when I'm really exhausted,
yeah,
and after that day that we had,
yeah, you were exhausted last night.
I was snoring.
Oh yeah, big
There's
time.
no getting around it.
But it's good on you for sleeping in. You know, getting some extra shut eye. We all need that. That's good.
Yeah.
And
but we were up by what, 8?
I was out of the
8:30?
tent at 7. So
I think it was 8 or 8:30 or something.
yeah, that's good.
And then we kind of bummed around the campsite. Oh, there's a mouse. Here he is.
Oh yeah, look at him. Oh, there he goes. There he is. He's up by the fuel canister. Oh, there he goes. Checking stuff out. See him?
You probably can't see him. He's in the dark now.
Yeah. Yeah, well. Anyways, yeah, I made breakfast. We had pancakes and bacon.
That was very good. And yeah, that was a treat. He's distracted by the mess again.
Yeah, I just want to see. They always come poking around at this time of night, but there's no food laying around, so I really have nothing to worry about. I did drop a little piece of cheese earlier, so. Anyways, yeah, I made pancakes over the stove in the fire pit. I used the grill to stabilize my frying pan because, you know, those stoves, they have a small footprint. You put a large pan on and it's always like a juggling act, and you're afraid if you leave it there it's going to fall off, which has happened before to me.
Oh yeah.
I've lost eggs and pancakes, so it's a little nifty idea to get around a problem like that. And so yeah, we made breakfast and then we cleaned up, and we actually didn't leave the site till after lunchtime.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny because we had to do cleanup. We had to hang up our food packs.
Yep.
And,
But we paddled across the way to the other beach, and there's a plaque there commemorating 22?
20, I think it was 20 guys or 22 guys, yeah, that died in
on the water somewhere.
Yeah, 1916 type, yeah, around that time, doing log drives. So, and we were like looking at Jeff's map, and it's like, oh, you got to walk down this trail and go this way, you know, blah blah blah, past the curved staff, and you can find a cemetery, but we couldn't find it. We looked everywhere. We found lots of artifacts from a lumber camp in there. The old cedar pointer boat, I think is a pointer boat, remains that looked even worse than I saw them years ago. You discovered what looked like probably the remnants of an old root cellar as well, right?
Yeah, it had similar, you know, signs of, you know, the mounds where the walls were, and then a whole bunch of artifacts inside, the rusty buckets and whatnot. But there was stuff everywhere to find, but we couldn't find the cemetery. We went like deep into the woods around there, trying to find stuff, but
I found an old outhouse in between the plaque and the campsite that's there, and I'm not really sure if that's an official campsite anymore or not, because there's no campsite furniture except for a thunderbox. Like, there's no bench system. There is a fire pit, and the sign's gone. You can see where the sign was, and the site doesn't look like it's really been used much over the years, so I'm thinking maybe it's been decommissioned by the park. I don't know. They do that occasionally. I think maybe for rehabilitation purposes, they'll close down sites. Sometimes they'll close them down because maybe there's a bear denning up there, or maybe there's an animal that has passed away on the site. So like all kinds of different reasons. But yeah, when a site is closed, the site's closed, and you shouldn't camp there. It looks like not many people have camped there. So that's a
Do you
good
think
thing.
it could be because of the logging road, or just too noisy? Like, it wouldn't be enjoyable to camp there. You'd have logging trucks. Like, we heard a lot of them go by.
To be honest, I don't know. Yeah, that would kind of make sense, but
And those guys were going fast down that road.
yeah, that might be a safety issue too. Yeah, I can see that happening.
He did not slow
Could
down
always
at all.
ask them. Could write an email and say, "Hey, is this site still there or no? And if not, why?" Yeah. Radiant Lake is got its own vibrant lifestyle here. There's logging trucks,
We had a lot of action. Yeah.
pickup trucks,
Boats.
motorboats, helicopters, and a C-130 plane.
That was awesome.
I know.
I think they saw us, and they decided, hey, we're gonna like fly over these guys.
Yeah, and I gave him the
'Cause-
thumbs up as he approached too. I don't know if he saw that. I'm like, yeah, it was amazing. I've never had. I've had C-130s buzz my campsite before, but not when I'm out in a canoe in the water, just above you. It's like, wow, that was amazing.
It was very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cool.
So I think we got some of that on video. So yeah, that was awesome. I guess you would probably have seen it already if we're talking about it.
Yeah.
So. I don't know how it works, but yeah, it was really awesome.
That was spectacular.
Yeah, it was a nice, beautiful afternoon.
We paddled back and we tried to look for the pyramid.
Yes, we tried to look for that pyramid, and I don't know. I don't know if the rumors are true or not, but
It seems a little far fetched, but we'll let them have their fun. Let's say that.
yeah. And the thing is, paddling there and back, we noticed that there's like a huge, like sandy, like shoal, a huge area of sand, like in the middle. It's just you're paddling, from camp, and it gets deeper, and then all of a sudden, it comes back up again, and you're paddling in like 3 feet of water, and that's it, and for hundreds of meters. And very quickly, you get close to the other side of the lake, and it just suddenly drops off again, but not for very long before it gets shallow. So I mean, I'm sure there's some deep pockets in this lake. I don't know this lake very well at all, but there seems to be some really large shallow areas. And in previous years, I've seen people walking down the middle of the lake dragging a canoe. It looks absurd, but like they're Jesus walking on water. But it can get really low, I guess, some years, because it gets really shallow out there in the middle. It's an interesting lake to paddle, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're trying to throw your fishing rod in, and you had to reel it back in because what you had on was for deeper water than 3 feet.
Yeah, all of a sudden we hit that shallow spot. I'm like, I gotta pull it up quick. Yeah. And then I made dinner. I made shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
You guys all went for a swim
Yep.
as well just before dinner. It was hot this afternoon, like on the beach.
It was nice.
Hot. It was really nice.
The water was cold, very cold. The further you went out, the colder it got. So I walked out, and then I was like, no, this is way too cold. Came back further in, and just sat down. It was sitting down is at my belly button, so I just laid back in the water and tried to get a little wash on.
Yeah. You go in another month from now, like mid-October, and you'll be screaming.
Oh, I don't think I would be going in.
Yeah, it's cold then. Holy cow. Yeah, so then I made the shepherd's pie for dinner, and you said you enjoyed that quite well.
That was good, yeah.
Filled you up.
Absolutely.
Then we did a little TV segment over there in the bush about washing dishes. I don't know how often I can stress enough that, like, you know, paddling up to a campsite and seeing like pasta in the water on the shoreline or rice is just, it's disgusting. And that's just a big no-no. You shouldn't really be doing that, and it's bad for the environment. And so I was trying to show that this is how I do it.
Yeah.
Up in a bush away from camp, and you put your gray water in a little cat hole, you know, or in the fire pit if you can, if you're burning it off, and that's how you do the dishes. You know, just don't do them in the lake. Take from the lake, but don't put anything back into it. So I think that's about it. And then we were talking about tomorrow's route. We're going to talk about tomorrow's route, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's in store for us tomorrow?
Well, we got 3 portages. They're all low maintenance kind, and this is kind of exciting for me because it's an area of the park I've never been to before. We're going to go to Big George Lake.
Okay.
So we're going to exit the lake going up where the North River comes into the lake. And instead of going right into Shoal Lake, we're going to go left up this 1,555 meter portage into Monona Lake.
Okay.
And I've never been there. And then it's a very short paddle before we come to an 1,810 meter portage to Wee George Lake. Mm-hmm. And then we have another paddle, probably a little bit longer than the previous one, but not too long. And then we have a 1,250 meter portage in the Big George. And it's all low maintenance campsites, and it's probably going to be the ultimate in solitude. So I think we won't see or hear anything when we go in there. No motorboats, no.
And those are going to be low maintenance portages as well.
Yeah.
So what does that mean, like, exactly?
It means that those portages in particular don't receive the kind of level of maintenance that other portages in the park that are flagged as regular maintenance do.
Okay.
So those runs that are regular maintenance might get maintained once or maybe twice a year if you're lucky. These ones might only get maintained maybe every few years. So if you're unlucky, you know, maybe 5 years or more. It depends how remote in the park it is. But they try. The park does a really good job. I mean, over the years, I can't compliment the park staff enough. They do a really good job of looking after the park portages. But sometimes, you know, you run into trouble. A big wind event has come in and blown down a lot of trees over a wide area of the park, and the crews are just overwhelmed and they just can't get in there fast enough to clean them out. But I have no idea the last time that this area was serviced. It probably would have been a smart idea to ask the permanent operator at the permanent office beforehand. They might have knowledge, or I could have even emailed them and asked. But this will be an adventure for sure. We will know if those portages have been clear or not when we go up the first portage, because if it's impassable,
Yeah.
we do have a backup plan. We can go up the Petawawa into Cedar Lake, or we can just make a right turn and go into Big George that way. But again, that's a low maintenance portage of 2,285 meters. So it would probably be just better off for us to either camp on the Petawawa River or just go up to Cedar Lake and camp there 2 nights if we had to. But
So
don't want to go off route, right? But
Right.
if we can't get to where we're going, then you have to take the next best choice, right?
So we're not covering the same distance as we did the day, like, yesterday.
Yeah, it's about 2 kilometers less, but it's about 4.6 kilometers of portaging.
But it's a lot of portaging.
Yeah, where yesterday we did 6.4 or something, almost 6.5 kilometers.
Right.
So it's about 2 kilometers less.
Yeah.
So
We don't even have all like the paddling that we did the day before as well.
No, that's true. We did do a lot of paddling. We paddled down the length of Hogan Lake, which, as you remember, it was quite a long paddle. And we still had a slight tailwind too. And then we had the paddle down into paddle and portaging in the Phillip Lake. And then we had that really super long paddle between the 1,000 meter portage and 3,500 meter portage into here, Radiant Lake. Remember how long it took us? Like an hour and a half to paddle through all that.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful, lovely marsh. So, but again, no moose.
Well, are we getting up early?
Yeah, we're gonna get up early, but we don't have to get up too early.
Okay.
Like, I would like to be on the water by maybe, I don't know, between 9 and 10. We don't have to be on the water at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Maybe a little bit later, 9:30 would be good.
Cool.
So set our alarm for maybe 6-ish, 6:30 maybe.
Yeah, well, why don't we try and see if we can get some pictures of the stars or something like that, and then we'll...
Yeah, then we'll hit the hay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that sounds like a great idea.
Oh, and you caught a fish.
Yeah, I caught a bass, and I went to pull him off the line, and he snapped the lure as I did so off the line, so I grabbed him at the last second, but I didn't grab him the right way. I was grabbing him by the body instead of the mouth, because they have no teeth, so you can handle them safely. And so I came running to you. I'm like, get him out. And then you did. And then he flicked off, and one of his fins stabbed me in the finger. And he landed in the beach, and the poor fella. So I picked him up best I can and put him in the water, and he swam away. So hopefully he'll be fine. But yeah, I saw him 4 or 5 casts, and I caught him. So you were watching a lot of fish rising this morning, remember? So they're out there. But I was really hoping to catch a pickerel. They're probably out there right now. My luck will probably end up catching another bass or a clam. So I'm ready just to try and do a bit of photography when the moon comes up, and maybe just hit the bed.
All right.
And get ready for tomorrow's adventure. Yeah. So today was a great day, and I think tomorrow will be an adventurous day.